I got my 2012 Chevy Cruze. I got no defrost. It's a classic problem. There's little levers in there. This is one of them. There should be the whole piece of the lever up attached. They're hollow, they break. There's an updated one. They're not very much money. In the past, for customers, I have pulled the dash, and the hemorrhoid of the job is to time those levers to the gears. This one in my personal car, I left everything in there, the dash. I did pull the steering column and the cluster to give me some room, and I'll show you how it all works now. I removed the steering column, of course, the speedo, the bottom plastics, the side, and the airbag. I got rid of all that. And that defrost, the main piece of it, I wonder if this is gonna focus. That little white gear up here, right back there, where my pick is on, that's where the lever for the defrost door attaches. And then this big gear turns, and it turns the defrost door and all the other mode doors. So what you can do, I don't know if I can just get this up. There's that little screw there. It's a 5.5. I got a tiny ratchet. You take that right out and that whole gear is gonna slide ahead. And then you can just get up in behind here and do that lever. But if you want, I did it from underneath too. I did two of them. There's two levers, one for there's two levers, an upper one and a lower one. And I did the lower one too. It wasn't broken, but I figured I better do it. So I got it all in there. Now the real problem is timing it. It really sucks. Basically the GM guide service information just says, make sure that little white gear is in the middle of the travel, and then you put those levers on. It took me about 3-4 attempts to do it, and I'll show you. Also, I guess the main point of this is underneath here, right there is the gear, and you can get these bolts out, like the mode door actuator. I did take it out a couple times. In the end, you can sneak it in. There's not much room because this bar here prevents you from moving that gear right out. You have to pull the whole dash to do that. But you can move that actuator a bit. You don't have to, but you can. You can undo those 5.5s too. Once that white gear, there's a little tab right where that screw is there that you have to depress. Depress, that's what that little clip's holding. You press that little finger and then the gear is gonna slide off. Like you push it in with your finger. I put my hand in through the dash here, and then you can click on the tab and pull the gear back, and then you can get in there and do those levers. And it's honestly a job to time them. It sucks, but it took me a couple attempts, and I'll show you. I don't put the steering column back in. I just jumper out a couple pins on the ignition switch. That's gonna power up my whole center stack, and I'm gonna be able to check it. Ignition switch just from behind. I got these stacked up. It's actually powering the whole car. It won't start. But that would give you a good test as far as this. So we're gonna crank this up. And I mean, I can feel it, and then it's gonna start moving in there, which it has. It's on vents already. It's nice and blowing. Now I got a sheet of paper up there. I gotta switch it to defrost, and it's gonna blow. Takes some time to switch. There we go. It's blowing all good. There, fully switched, nice. Everything's sealed up on the other ones. You can check down here when you time it here, and then I check it here. It's all good, and then we can go back to vent, and that paper should fall down. That way I know my mode doors are traveling the right way. It's gonna slowly take a minute for it to wanna come down. There, and now I can feel it on my face, of course. And then once you get it timed, you can reassemble. Hope this helps out somebody. The biggest thing is getting those levers timed with those gears. On the GM Service SI manual, it shows like there's a little line on your lever, and it goes into the middle of the travel of that small white gear. It's really hard to get. It took me 3 attempts to get it this good. The first few, it was really wacky, you can tell. And I take the column out to give myself more room, and then I just jump her out, so I'm not putting that column in 100 times. It's a little bit awkward. So I hope that helps you out. You can, another tip is that actuator underneath, you can remove those 2 5.5s. They're a little bit of a pain. I got a super slim snap-on ratchet that I do that with. But you don't have to totally take that actuator out, as it won't come out because it hits the dash and you can't get it out. But it gives you a little bit of room to get that white gear flexing a little bit more and to get those levers in. Now, if you're panicking about this, I suggest you not do it. It is definitely a pain in the butt to time these, and if you get it off, you got air coming out of every different way. So thanks for watching. I hope this tip helps.